Good evening. This is the Tuesday, July 15, 2025 Town of Monroe Planning Board regular meeting. Noreen, would you please do the roll call?
Bonnie Franson.
Aye.
Jeff Manson.
Here.
Pat Shea.
Here.
Dylan Penn is out. Lou Rivera.
Here.
Robert Garstack.
Here.
Thank you. Pointing out the fire exits, there are two in front of me, to your rear, another one to my left, the main door, and then another out to a patio on the side of the building. With that, please all stand for pledge of allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, first item on the agenda is 81 Raywood Drive, Lot 3. Good evening.
Okay, just talk into it. Don't adjust it.
Hi, my name is Shwan Miguel from Monroe Design. I am the applicant for 81 Maywood, lot 3. I was here in front of the board on July 17. And just to give a brief recap, this is a two-family overlay district for a two-family on this lot. It was one outstanding comment to file the agreement. It was approved by the town yesterday and will be filed by the county this week. And also was a comment about the SWIP. Submitted SWIP. We have some comments from the engineer, and the same thing we have landscape. From the landscape, some comments about the landscape.
Could you speak into the mic, please? Excuse me.
Okay. And we can adjust our plans to these comments. And we're here today for a public hearing.
Yes. So are there any comments before we open the public hearing from our consultants?
We prepared comments. I think they entirely deal with the SWIP on this project, and some of them are generated as this is an amendment to a previous SWIP. So we requested some clarifications just to verify what was previously done, what the revisions to the plans are, what the revisions to the SWIP are. So I don't think they're too difficult to address. We have a conversation with the applicant's engineer. So that's it.
Ashley?
Nothing for me. I didn't prepare a resolution, so that has any comments incorporated into it.
Okay, perfect. Board members, any comments before we open the public hearing?
No.
All right. So with that, may I have a motion to open the public hearing for 81 Raywood Drive, Lot 3?
Follow the
I think that was Jeff. May I have a second?
second.
Marie?
So it was Jeff and then what? Okay. Bonnie Franson. Jeff Manson.
Aye.
Pat Shea.
Aye.
Lou Rivera.
Aye.
Bob Garstack.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, with that, the public hearing is open. Is there anyone who would like to speak to this application? It's 81 Raywood Drive, lot number 3. I don't believe we have anyone here. So with that, unless there's something we need to do, we could close the public hearing. So someone would make a motion to close this public hearing.
I shall move.
Bob, a second, please.
Second.
Bonnie Franson. Jeff Manson.
Aye.
Pat Shea.
Aye.
Lou Rivera.
Aye.
Bob Garstack.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right. So with that, I'm going to bring up the draft of a resolution that we have for this application. permit for Raywood M&M LLC. So apply for approval of a site plan, issuance of a special use permit to allow construction of a two-family detached dwelling with 5 bedrooms per unit. It's to be constructed on a vacant lot, known as Lot 3 on the subdivision plan for Phase A properties that was previously filed. And each dwelling will be served by municipal water from the village of Kiris Joel and an out-of-district user of public sewer service provided by Orange County Sewer District Number 1. Again, this is on Monroe Drive. Zoning district is SR10 with a two-family overlay district. The resolution goes through the plans and submissions to date. This was first filed January 30th, 2025. We have a public hearing this evening where it was closed. This is a type 2 seeker action, which means it's not subject to seeker. It's exempt as a two-family dwelling. Application was exempt from referral based on the agreement between Orange County and the town of Monroe. And the application was referred to the village of Kiris Joel and the town of Palm Tree as per GML 239NN. The approval goes through our findings with regard specifically to general standards and to the specific standards for the two-family detached dwelling special permit. I'm going to drop down to public improvements, specific conditions on page 6. Approval is subject to a final engineering review of the plan sets. They should not be signed until receive a letter from the planning board engineer certifying that all deficiencies noted in his memo of
That'll be July 14th.
July 14th have been satisfied. Applicant shall amend the stormwater pollution prevention plan, SWIP, to the satisfaction of the planning board engineer. Applicant shall revise the landscaping plan to address all comments of planning board's landscape consultant noted in the memo of.
That was today's date, July 15th.
Okay. And then, prior to signing the plan, it shall be revised to delineate the bounds of existing utility and sewer easements. Revise the tree preservation map note on drawing number 1. That preservation note has been updated in part because of the changes to the tree local law. Remove the address sign or revise it to comply with the town code chapter 33B. Approval is conditioned upon the village of Kiris Joel supplying water in accordance with the restrictive covenant easement and developer agreement that had been previously filed. And they'll provide evidence of that to the building department and satisfactory to our planning board attorney, and that the additional dwelling unit is permitted. Because those were going to be single family, now it's a two family.
Yes, and they previously, the village gave a letter, I don't know if the letter's been signed yet, but a letter that we've agreed to the form of this letter that confirms the two families covered. We just need to sign the version of that letter.
Then prior to the signing of the plans, deliver payment of a fee in lieu of parkland.
And that actually also added a number 7, that prior to the signing of the plans, the applicant shall pay to the town parkland account fee in lieu of mitigation planting as indicated in the town fee schedule for each tree which is being removed and not replaced in accordance with town code 5786. I don't know that they're going to have a tree fee, but Karen's comments indicated there might be some work that needs to happen to confirm that, so I'm going to do that.
Okay, so there may be a tree fee, but we'll find out once Cala has done their final review.
Okay.
Part-
One thing I want to make
Sure.
sure the subject, approval is subject to the signage from the village or the building permit subject
The signing of the plans, you have to give that letter before the plans will be signed.
for the site plan to be signed.
Yes.
Previous application, we came back to change that. If you can do it for prior for the building permit.
Let me just check.
By lot 1, it's about the same thing here.
It was prior to building permit, and it is permit for this one as well.
Thank you.
That is for the water you're talking
The
about,
water,
that
yeah.
condition, yes, okay. Prior to signing the plans, applicant shall file in the Orange County Clerk's Office a maintenance easement agreement for the operation and maintenance of the stormwater management facilities. Prior to issuance of a building permit, shall provide the building department with written approval from the Village of Curious Joel of the design and engineering plans for the proposed water extension. You'll comply with DEC tree removal restrictions to avoid impacts to Indiana bat and its habitat. Design of the building colors, materials, architectural features shall be as shown on the elevations that we've received previously. Light fixtures shall not be higher in terms of the color temperature than 2700 Kelvin. Same thing, LED bulbs, and lighting fixtures should comply with International Dark Sky Association. I think that's IDSA. All landscaping trees maintained in a healthy and vibrant condition, and they'll be maintained for the life of the use. This relies upon a drainage study and other evaluations based on the structure and size shown on the plans. No disturbance to the lawn permitted beyond that shown in the approved site plan. No building permit issued until the town highway department curb cut permit is issued. No C of O until all improvements and landscaping is completed. And then no C of O until the town highway department curb cut permit has been closed. And so outdoor fixtures and amenities, it's based on whatever is shown. There's nothing more being approved. And then there's our general conditions of approval that we have in all of our site plan resolutions. Does anybody have any questions with regard to the conditions? Anything that's stated? All right, with that, may I have a motion to approve the second amended resolution of
And
approval?
this is actually, that should just say resolution of approval. That was, I think I
Okay.
moved off of the last draft, so.
This isn't the house that had the issue with the encroachment and the,
No, that was, so 47 Seven Springs and then also 298 Mountain View, so we'll talk about that.
okay, there's one, make sure we get a couple. All right, so this is a resolution of approval for site plan and special use permit for Raywood M&M LLC, project number 238-2025. May I have a first?
So moved.
May I have a second?
Second.
Noreen?
Bonnie Franson,
Aye.
Jeff Manson,
Aye.
Pat Shea,
Aye.
Lou Rivera,
Aye.
and Bob Karstock. Thank you.
With that, the resolution is approved. So you'll make whatever changes are necessary, and then, once that's all done, then we have a sign off from our attorney and our engineer, I can sign the plans.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
So with that, next item on the agenda, resolutions review. The first is 290 Mountain View. Okay, Mountain View Avenue. Is someone here representing 290? Yes?
I'm here. Mike will make it.
Okay. It's kind of expecting that.
A lot of folders there, Joel.
What?
You have a lot of folders there, Joel.
Barely over everything.
Don't touch that.
Oh, okay. So now it's good? Works?
Yeah. It
Good
works.
evening, old man. The applicant, 290 Mountain View. We got some comments today for, I think, the landscaping and some engineer comments that we will take care of as soon as possible. Then we have the draft resolution.
Ashley, was that part of all the resolutions that you had
Yes,
sent?
Mike sent you an email this evening with everything all in one, so that's the most up-to-date ones, if you want to pull that.
Should I bring up Cal's comments? Is there a need to do that? Because that came in today too.
If you want, I think they were pretty straightforward. I think there was one additional tree that she said could be saved.
So this is the Cal comment letter that just came in. So Cal is opining that with a slight adjustment to site grading, tree number 6, an 18-inch pine could be saved.
And the MCC had sent comments as well. So the MCC, I think, said that they thought 3 trees could be saved, and then I think Karen had looked at that and responded that 1 should be.
Okay. And then she had just amend the tree planting table, plant list, riparians are not trees, and then reduce the total number of trees to be planted, shown in the notes below the tree planting table to 32. As that's not a replacement tree. So those are Cal's comments. And then we do have some comments. This is for July 9th.
Can you write who's on?
So Matt, anything you want to touch base on with your comments?
The first few are just statements as to permits or approvals that they will require from outside agencies, such as DEC, highway work permit, and sewership 1. And then comments 5 and 6, we requested that they provide details for the drainage work proposed in the road. They provided most of that. There's some backfill clarifications that we would like to see on the trenches, and then coordination of the catch basin castings with the town code for consistency.
Okay, thank you. All right. And then we'll go through the resolution of conditional approval. Do board members have any comments at this point on this particular application? Nothing?
No, nothing.
Okay. So I'll go through the resolution of conditional approval. This is for preliminary and final subdivision site plan special use permit for Abraham Lands. This involves a 1.42 acre lot. We'll subdivide it into 2 lots and construct a new 2-family detached dwelling on lot 2. And then there's an existing single-family dwelling under construction that will remain on lot 1. And will be served by private wells and municipal sewer connections. This property is 290 Mountain View Drive. Projects in the SR10 suburban residential zoning district and within the 2-family overlay zone. The resolution recites the various plans and submittals. This application was submitted in and around December 19, 2024. We held a public hearing last month on June 17th when it was closed. This action is an unlisted action under the State Environmental Quality Review Act. We are the lead agency. And a negative declaration was issued on June 17th that it would not result in any significant adverse impacts. Application was exempt from referral to the Orange County Planning Department. And this was forwarded to adjoining municipalities in accordance with General Municipal Law 239 NN. This goes into our findings, most specific, and related to the subdivision as well as the 2-family dwelling. We reviewed it architecturally. Public improvements, that's highlighted in yellow.
I think I confirmed that with Matt.
Okay, so that's, okay. So we don't need a public improvement security agreement.
No, there'll be a bond posted.
Okay, so the resolution of approval, specific conditions. This is subject to final engineering review of the plan sets, including including addressing any of the deficiencies noted in the July 9, 2025 memo from our engineers. Shall revise the landscaping plan to incorporate the changes suggested in the MCC report and address comments of the planning board's landscape consultant in her July 15, 2025 memo. And then prior to signing of the plat, tree preservation note to be updated. You'll identify the number of bedrooms in each of the 2 units in the 2-family dwelling. Add the map note with regard to compliance with the EC tree removal restrictions. Add a map note addressing the building colors, materials, and architectural features of the dwellings. They're consistent with what had been submitted previously.
I'm going to add one more condition here to revise the building footprint of the 2-family dwelling to show the porch or deck in compliance with the zoning law of the town of Monroe to the satisfaction of the building inspector, and provide the dimension from the porch/deck to the side lot line. So this came up in another application. If there's going to be a roof over the side deck or side porch, then that has to comply with the setback. So I believe you'll have to remove that roof in order to.
I think this has been revised in the last submission of the not told. We'll make sure that we are in compliance. I thought it's,
Talk into the mic, please, Joe.
thought it's taken
Get
care of.
close to
The stairs, the porch was more outside of away from the building. Now we connected that to the building in order to be in compliance, but we'll verify that.
So that'll become a new subsection E?
Yes.
Okay. Prior to signing the plat, shall provide the planning board with written acceptance from the Orange County DPW for the sanitary sewer lateral connection to the existing county main. Prior to issuance of the building permit, shall obtain a road opening permit from the town highway superintendent for the work associated with sewer connection within Mountain View Drive. And you'll also obtain a town highway work permit, post security for completion of all improvements within the right of way, in an amount satisfactory to the town board. All roadway improvements shall be reviewed and accepted by the town highway superintendent. Prior to signing of the plat, shall execute a restrictive covenant requiring compliance with the tree plan, the town of Monroe tree preservation law, and it will be filed with the Orange County Clerk's office. And prior to signing the plat, post with the town clerk performs security restoration, security inspection fees, and maintenance guarantees in an amount to be fixed by the town board to secure completion of the public improvements that are depicted on the plat. That gets into the details. You'll deliver payment of a fee in lieu of parkland, and you'll also pay to the town parkland account a fee in lieu of mitigation planting for each tree that's being removed and not replaced. The well will be abandoned and closed in accordance with American Water Works Association procedures and standards. Compliance with planning board standard requirements for delineation of wetland boundaries. And approval, subject to review and approval of driveway by town highway superintendent. You will not get a building permit until the curb cut permit's issued. No C available until all the improvements in landscaping are completed. Comply with the DEC tree removal restrictions. We have that twice, right? I think we have that in two places. If you want to consolidate them. And then
So I think one requires that the end is map note, and then this is.
oh, this one's to adhere to it, okay. Design of the building, colors, materials, architectural features, should be constructed in accordance with the elevations that have been submitted. A building permit shall be issued authorizing construction. Treatment of colors inconsistent with the elevations. Landscaping trees shall be maintained in a healthy, vibrant condition. They have to be maintained for the life of the use. Light levels, all fixtures shall include non-glare full cutoff shields. Shall meet International Dark Sky Standard. Should we say 2,700 on this one if it's not said somewhere else? That would be consistent with our last.
Yeah, add that into that condition.
So no more than 2,700 Kelvin, light temperature. Approval relies upon a drainage study based on the structure size shown in the plat. So no building permit will be issued for a structure that's larger. And then no disturbance of lots are permitted beyond that shown in the approved plat. Standard note about outdoor fixtures and amenities. And then we have our general conditions. Does anybody have any comments or questions with regard to the resolution?
No.
All right.
I have one question, specific condition 4, regarding Orange County Department of Public Works for the sanitary sewer. If that can be conditioned upon the building permit, it can take some time to get this type of permit. I don't want the additional hold up. So again, we're not pull a building permit for that. The existing building that's under construction has already the permit signed off. But the other building, to get it, can take a whole calculation of how they calculate the available capacity. The way I know the line of what they have can take 12 months even to get the permit. And meanwhile, the other one, the single family, he's moving in, he doesn't want to lean, so for financing purposes, if it's subdivided, you can put his mortgage only on that property instead of other ones, so that will just make it simpler and less complicated.
Yeah, I would defer to our town engineer and our planning board attorney. Is it typical that that's provided prior to signing the plat? And again, because you start construction and then what happens, I guess?
So typically, there's a main required to put in. So typically, the condition for the sanitary improvements is to have a main. So now here we have a main extension in front of that. A couple of years ago, there was a main extension, so we only need a local level permit. So it's not like we need to bring in a new sewer main.
Right. So it's only the sewer lateral connection.
Right.
It's the county permit for the sewer lateral, that's the condition.
Yes.
So it says prior to the signing of the plat, the applicant shall provide the planning board with written acceptance from Orange County DPW for the proposed sanitary sewer lateral connection to the existing county main. I just don't know when that's normally required to demonstrate approval of that or acceptance of that.
Some of those permits, we usually like to obtain them once the contractor's on board, and they can provide their liability certificates and all that stuff, so I think that's probably appropriate to do it.
At the building permit
Building
stage?
permit stage, yeah.
It's like for every single family home, have it another development. Typically, when you have a subdivision, you put in the new mains. Once the mains are in, the maps are being filed even before the mains are installed because it's bounded.
Yeah.
So the building inspectors, he has a checklist before the building permit, he's asking for the lateral permits. That's basically his checklist. So that's,
Yeah,
should be the same thing.
I'm okay as long as that's typical or that doesn't create a problem where you start construction and then somehow there's
So
some
it's
issue.
prior to the issuance of the building permit,
I think that's
right?
what we're
So
saying.
then construction wouldn't start.
Right,
Yeah.
in this instance, so,
I'll make that change.
okay. All right, so with that, was there any others?
No, that's it.
Okay, so with that, I'll make a motion that we approve the resolution of conditional approval for preliminary final subdivision site plan special permit for Abraham Glands, project number 235-2025 as amended. May I have a second?
Second.
Bob?
Bonnie Cranston,
Aye.
Jeff Manson,
Aye.
Pat Shea,
Aye.
Lou Revere,
Aye.
Bob Warstad. Thank you.
All right, with that, the resolution is approved, and as soon as all the conditions are met, we
Take care of
can.
the conditions as
Yep.
soon as possible. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Are you here for anything else, or was just that one
I
item?
have 21,
Which one?
21's on Friday. I think it's the way it is.
No, returning, all right.
So,
Yeah, we'll have to continue to Home Depot just because it's a resolution. Okay. Thank you. All right, so next item on the agenda is Home Depot. Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Monroe, Martinez Rea. I'm appealing on behalf of Home Depot. We made no changes to the plan and we're just here to review the amended resolution.
So before reviewing the resolution, I did prepare an EAF Part 2 and negative declarations. This is an unlisted action.
All right, so we have a Part 2 impact assessment in front of us. It's also on the screen for the Home Depot project. And the boxes are checked no or small impact, and I believe where they're red, it's where there might be small impact, correct?
Yes.
So will the proposed action create a material conflict with an adopted land use plan or zoning regulations? We have small impact.
It's a small impact because it did require an area variance.
So I'll just go through this slowly, so I don't have to read it verbatim. If anybody has any questions or comments, just let me know. Essentially, all of these are no impact other than that first one on the first page. And then we get to the Part 3, determination of significance. No questions in Part 2 were answered moderate to large. And they have obtained an area variance to reduce the number of parking spaces from the previously approved 611 to 580, to allow the proposed storage and display of retail merchandise and rental trucks in the parking lot. And they've demonstrated that there will be sufficient parking spaces after the reduction. As a result, no significant adverse environmental impacts are anticipated. So with that, does anybody have any comments on the environmental assessment form and its conclusions? Any comments? Okay. So then, would someone please make a motion that we
Adopt the negative declaration.
adopt the negative declaration for Home Depot. May I make a
So
motion?
moved.
Thank you. And a second?
Second.
That was Pat and Jeff.
Bonnie Franson.
Aye.
Jeff Manson.
Aye.
Pat Shea.
Aye.
Lou Rivera. Bob Marstead. Thank you.
All right, and then, now we have a resolution of approval for site plan amendment. So this is for Home Depot USA as an applicant. Again, they've requested to permit outdoor storage and display areas within the existing parking lot for retail merchandise, rental trucks, equipment. Site work is limited to pavement striping.
And I highlighted that just because I think at one point there was talk about potential grading involved. I don't believe that's the case. It's just striping, is it?
Correct, I disagree.
This property is on Larkin Drive. This is in the light industry and the business park overlay district. Resolution goes through the various submissions. This was submitted on or about June 4th, 2024. No requirement for a public hearing. This is an unlisted action, and we did adopt a negative declaration this evening. Variances, the applicant did obtain on June 24th, 2025, variance to allow the 580 parking spaces from the ZBA. Application was referred to the Orange County Planning Department, and they reported back that this matter was one for local determination. And we have our general findings. We do not have any public improvements. Then our resolution, specific conditions. Approval is subject to a final engineering review of the materials, and they have to meet any deficiencies noted in the July 10, 2025 memorandum from the planning board engineer. Was there anything significant you needed to point out, Manuel?
No, just the only comment was the 27.
Okay.
I'll put the full date, so in 3 years, when they come back and they pull the plan out, we're like, what meeting was that at? It's got the full date, so that was it, nothing significant.
Thank you.
Yep.
Prior to signing the plan, shall provide the planning board proof of approval from the village of Woodbury if required, or confirmation from the village that approval isn't required. Approval as construction of only that which is shown in the plans. No other amenities or accessory structures are being approved. And any and all conditions or requirements that are part of any previous grants of site plan approval remain in effect. And then we have our general standards with regard to the time frame of the approval and general conditions that are applicable to our site plans. Anyone, any comments or questions?
No.
Okay. So with that, I will make the motion that we approve the site plan amendment for Home Depot USA Inc., project 227-2024. May I have a second?
Second.
Bonnie Franson,
Aye.
Jeff Manson,
Aye.
Pat Shea,
Aye.
Joe Rivera, Bob Gorstead. Thank you.
So with that, the application is approved, and once the various conditions are met, we can move forward with signing the site plan.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. All right, next item on the agenda is Donna Gallagher, 87 Walton Terrace. Good evening.
Hello, everyone. It's been a while.
You missed us?
I missed you. That's why I'll make this actually. I wanted to see everybody to say hello, but I know we need to be at the zoning board. There was an oversight on our cover letter, and I realized builders' half acres is not going to suffice, so we would need to go to the zoning board for a lot area in addition to the front side rear yard. So if we can be referred there.
Sure, if you want to just give a real brief overview for the public, what
Absolutely.
the applicant's proposing.
Sure. So we are proposing to consolidate 2 lots into one. Each lot currently is approximately a quarter of an acre. The consolidation would result in a lot that's close to a half acre, but not exactly. It does surpass a builder's half acre, but definitely not an actual half acre. Because we have no access to the sewer, which is on the moratorium, we are proposing a septic system that would work on the site. We did perk the site, we did do a design, everything will fit, and will meet the DEC standards. The lot size itself is pretty consistent with the surrounding areas, and even the front yard and rear yard setback that we'll be requesting from the zoning board is consistent with the surrounding homes. A lot of the homes in that area have similar front yard setbacks. We believe it's contextual to the neighborhood. It's a single-family residential house, and the consolidation would be necessary because developing each lot right now would be impossible given the distances that would be needed for septic and well.
So it's 87 and 91?
Yeah, 18-4-19 and 18-4-24.
Okay, so those are those 2 lots on Walton Terrace, right?
Yes,
That are currently vacant.
correct.
Are most of the properties on sewer, on septic up here? Yeah.
Sewer,
They're on sewer.
yeah.
And
There's a
this-
sewer that runs along Walton Terrace. I hate to bring back memories, but there is a sewer line that runs along Walton Terrace. And most of the homes, to the best of my knowledge, are connected to it. So we're not anticipating distance restrictions or constraints with the septic system.
Okay, so this septic system is because of the moratorium? All right, so with that, did you have any comments? Matt?
Yeah, I prepared a comment letter dated 9 July. There's a comments just outline the procedure for a septic system on a parcel within a sewer district where the sewer isn't available. Basically, they need to demonstrate compliance with the deep soils test and the perk tests. They need to be performed and witnessed by the town engineer. They need to identify locations of any wells or sewage disposal systems on adjoining parcels, demonstrate they meet all of the Department of Health separation requirements, and then they need to demonstrate that construction of the septic system on the parcel doesn't preclude the viability of a well being installed on an adjoining parcel. So those are the steps that, if they are successful at the ZBA, they would need to go through to come back here.
We understand, we agree.
So, what is the lot area if they're on sewer and if they're not on sewer? Is it 1 acre when they're not? And then, is this
What,
SR?
1 acre for sewer, half acre for, 1 acre for septic, half acre for sewer.
Okay. And what are the sizes of the property?
We're just short, we're, 20, the combined lot area is 20,196.
The combined.
Correct,
Okay,
so
got
it'd be what, 23,000, 20, close to 22,000. Yeah, so we'll be looking at a variance of about 5%.
There were no net lot area deductions, were there? In terms of steep slopes, no floodplains, no wetlands, stuff like that?
No, we're off of the lake quite a bit.
Oh, because
I
that would
think
affect
100 foot buffer.
Yeah, just make sure before you go to the ZBA, just make sure that there's not anything, because that would change the variance you would need.
Right.
Yeah, the lot is pretty flat actually, so I'm not expecting a steep slope analysis or
Okay.
constraints.
Yeah, so just, again, make sure before you go to ZBA, you check so that it's based on that gross lot area as opposed to netting out anything.
Will you refer us or does the
Dave, what zoning district is this?
SR 15?
Where are you getting the half acre requirement? Because I'm seeing that it's 1 acre with out central sewer and 15,000 square feet width
For,
SR.
in the SR 15.
If it's an SR.
so in the bulk table, correct me, but as we learned from the previous project, the law was enacted, local law number 6 of 2022, that
The reduced bulk would apply, so
that we had.
it's been changed, the law now it's local law 4 of 2024, so I don't know if maybe they had amended it since then. I think it's pretty much the same, but it basically says that the reduced bulk apply when you make those showings that we discussed, but the reduced lot area would be 15,000 square feet, not a half acre. So I'm just trying to figure out, which I don't think we would need a variance.
No, we wouldn't.
So I don't know where that half acre came from.
That's
You
why
think
I was
that was
asking about the lot area.
Well, this is great news for me. I mean, the only thing we could find online was reference to local law 6.
And
of
did that law
2022.
maybe say half acre, or is that?
Yes. So now it's been revised or updated?
Which local law is it?
So now it is local law 4 of 2024, and it's actually, the provisions are set forth in section 57, 21. What's this subsection? 5721.
Both requirements for central sewer facilities?
Yes.
That section? So this general code has been updated to add the provisions of local law number 4.
I think there was a question on which reduced bulk. I think the original law didn't say that all of the reduced bulk applied, but it has since been amended to say that they do, but I don't see anything for a half acre, so
So it's 15,000 square feet.
based on the bulk table, unless you found something that I wasn't aware of.
No? And you're wondering why I came to visit? 15,000 square feet, we will take that and I don't even want to ask any other questions. That's fantastic news.
Yeah, hopefully it's not embedded somewhere
I know.
else. We'll make sure.
Yeah.
So the only difference between local law 6 and local law 4 was the reduction of the lot area due to,
So I think the main difference was it just clarified that all of the reduced bulk applied. I think the original law said the reduced lot area, but it didn't address the setbacks and other things. But I'm still just not sure where the half acre came from, but I can look further at that and just verify with you, within the next few weeks.
well, the half acre I'm very familiar with, as all of you can remember, so that definitely was in local law 6, that's how we had Eaglesview approved.
Yeah, maybe it
It was
was.
just subdivision.
So the lots are being consolidated. Would B2 be still in effect, that the lot has been in existence for at least 1 year?
No. So one of my comments was going to be, I think Matt's letter touched on it as well, is that this can't proceed as a straight lot line change. Consolidation, it has to be considered a minor subdivision, because to satisfy that requirement, it says it has to be in existence for a year or part of a minor subdivision. So that means it'll be an unlisted action under seeker, and you'll have to do a subdivision plat, although essentially it's a consolidation. So it's a few more steps for the applicant and nothing.
So, we went through your comments. Ashley, did you have comments on this?
I think that was my main one, that it'll have to proceed as a minor subdivision in order to satisfy that requirement.
Can we get a copy of the comment letter?
I don't have a comment letter, but I can email you one.
Thank you.
Comments. The other item, I think it was in Matt's letter too, is that there'll have to be an engineer certification about the sewer, the wastewater disposal system.
Not a problem.
And I think you noted need variances for the front and rear setback. So if the board wanted to classify it as unlisted action, I would suggest doing an uncoordinated review. That way the ZBA could proceed without having to wait for this board to complete seeker.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that, Ashley? I just wanted to add.
Sure. If the board wanted to classify this as a listed action under seeker, I would suggest doing an uncoordinated review. That way the ZBA can proceed without having to wait.
So just so the board understands, so we would do our own seeker action for the subdivision, and the ZBA would do its own seeker review for the variances themselves, although it's not subject to seeker if it's just area variances. So they wouldn't be subject to seeker at the ZBA level.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. I'll make a motion that we declare ourselves lead agency for our action and we conduct an uncoordinated review. May I have a second?
Second.
One second. Bonnie Franson. Aye. Jeff Manson.
Aye.
Pat Shea.
Aye.
Lou Rivera.
Aye.
Bob Parsec.
All right. And the motion to classify the action as unlisted? I don't think that was included in your motion.
I didn't say for this unlisted action, does that count?
If you said it, sure.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I said unlisted. Motivated.
And then if you wanted to approve a motion to refer the applicant to the zoning board for all necessary area variances.
Sure. I'm actually going to make a motion for unlisted just in case, because of my luck, I didn't say it. So I'll make a motion that we declare this action unlisted action. May I have a second?
Second.
Bonnie Franson.
Aye.
Jeff Manson.
Aye.
Pat Shea.
Aye.
Lou Rivera.
Aye.
Bob Parsec.
Okay, and then would someone make a motion to refer this application to the zoning board of appeals for the necessary area variances?
So moved.
I think that was Lou. Someone make a second?
Second.
Bob?
Bonnie Franson.
Aye.
Jeff Manson.
Aye.
Pat Shea.
Aye.
Lou Rivera.
Aye.
Bob Parsec.
All right. Yep, so I think that's what we can do for the time being, and then once you get your variances, you'll be back in front of us.
Okay, Joel Mann, Private Line Associates, behalf of the applicant. It's a proposed three-lot subdivision at 20 Owen Drive, Section 3, Block 1, Lot 9.1. We had a couple of meetings already, and I believe we hammered out the main fundamental things like where the access point will be.
Please pull the mic closer.
The access point will be from the HOA from State Farm and avoiding adding any traffic to another Owen Drive road. We have addressed basically all the comments, or most of the comments from the last meetings, provided the tree plan, existing tree plan, but not the mitigation yet. We received some comments from the engineer that MHE that we have reviewed, and I think everything is something that we can address. Other than that, if there's any other comments, we are here to address that.
So I do have Matt's comments on the screen, if you want to run through those.
Sure. The first comment, the response letter provided with the submission indicates that the existing HOA will be modified to include the private right-of-way. It is presented on the subdivision plan, and it appears that that road will be created as a separate parcel. We should just clarify, if we can, on the plan, the ownership of that parcel, and will it be consolidated with any other parcels by the HOA.
So, or it will be, I will discuss with probably.
Talking to the mic.
I will discuss probably with the project attorney, or we'll like consolidate that with the HOA with the Smith Farm right away, or it will be just owned by that and stays a separate parcel. We'll see what the proper way to go is, unless you have other recommendations.
Good. In response to a previous comment, snow storage areas were indicated on the plan near the emergency access gate. Just review those. I believe the road is curved in that section. It may be difficult to put the snow there. So just review that and see if you can maybe come up with an alternative location or a curb cut to allow it to be pushed through. And the applicants indicated they're providing a set of plans to the village DPW superintendent to review. That kind of goes along with comment 4, to provide the roadway plans to the village for review and comment, since the existing water main will be located there. And then verify separation distances between the existing water main and the proposed storm sewers and structures to maintain, or to ensure that the OH separation distances are maintained. Orange County DPW review the sewer laterals if they're required. And then number 6, erosion control plans were provided with the submittal as the disturbance is greater than an acre but less than 5 for a residential project. However, DEC has informed us on other projects that if road construction is involved, that's a Table 2 bullet in Appendix B, which requires stormwater management practices used for that portion. So I think the SWIP will be updated, the plans will be updated for that. They've indicated they're going to test the existing well pursuant to the subdivision regulations. We'll need Orange County planning review. Status of secret needs to be reviewed. A tree survey has been provided, but I don't see a tree plan submitted for review by the MCC and the town consultant. I think at a previous meeting there was a discussion regarding calculation for the building height. These have the walkout basements in the back, so just to demonstrate compliance with the bulk requirement for height. A brief calculation should be provided on the bulk table. And the sewer and drainage installation on adjoining parcel 69-193 confirm if there's existing easements for those installations or if easements are required to be obtained.
The easements are existing, we'll provide the documentation for that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for that. Ashley?
Sure, so my first comment was about the existing easement or right-of-way where the proposed private road will go. So they did provide a copy of the final map. I was wondering if there's an accompanying agreement for that right-of-way, if it's referenced in any of the deeds or anything like that. This is considered a major subdivision, but this proposes a new road. The applicant's letter indicates that they're seeking a waiver of their cluster requirements that would otherwise be required because it is a major subdivision. So the code allows you to waive cluster subdivision requirements. You may but are not obligated to waive the requirement of the cluster plan for subdivisions involving 5 acres or less. So that's something the board will have to determine. The tree plan should be referred to your landscape architect and the MCC, but I understand they haven't done mitigation trees yet, so you may want to wait until they resubmit with that. I did have a question on the size of the dwelling, so I think, because you have to have the square footage on there since you have your house relocation notes, it says, it's not clear in the label, it says 3,469 plus square feet per floor, it looks like, for the first lot, and then it says 3,469 square feet per floor. Does that mean that's the total size, or is that for each floor, and if so, how many floors?
So for each floor, 3 levels.
So can you maybe update to include the total square footage for each dwelling?
Will do.
And I think that plus, the plus on the one lot, I think was just carried over from the prior plan. If you could remove that plus sign, just give it.
Where is that?
That's on lot 2.
Which sheet?
Your
Oh, I see.
first sheet, yeah.
Okay, see, it's not on the first sheet.
And just give a total square footage for each dwelling. I did reach out to the village to ask what approvals, if any, are required from the village, and I'm waiting to have an answer on that. We did previously circulate a notice of intent to be lead agency. The one item that we were waiting on to send a supplemental notice to the village, because some village approval, I believe, is required. We just don't know what that is yet.
So we haven't sent the notice?
We sent the notice, but need to send a supplemental to the village,
Okay.
but I don't know which department or board in the village it needs to go to yet. So I know the applicant's going to be in contact with the village, so we can remind them about that question as well.
So, does everybody remember this project? It's been sort of here in fits and starts. So this is up on the top of the hill, near the new development.
So where ShopRite, behind ShopRite?
So behind ShopRite is the new big subdivision, and this is off of, kind of, if you wind your way back up High Street, you get onto Owen Drive, it's up at the top, and near where the other, the new houses are being constructed. And I think it did involve village approvals, but I'm not
The
sure.
Smith Farm subdivision did, yes. It was both town and village.
Right, Smith Farm, but this Owen
Oh, so
required something from the village.
If
I'm
I
trying to
remember,
recall what it
that's the reason that we should choose that route to connect it to the Smith Farm. So that way, it should not require any village, because we're not, the main concern from the village was to extend on drive, that we're not doing that. Actually, we're taking off one house from there. And other than that, I don't think the village is being affected. We're not taking water from the village.
So you're saying you're not extending Owen? Aren't you extending Owen? At least I
No,
thought that's...
because the access to the three houses will be from Smith Farm.
From Devitt Road?
Yes.
Because the only reason I'm asking, this looks like this is if I look at this map, it looks like Owen Road continues.
We
I
have
think they're
just
moving the
the road.
access gate, the emergency access gate,
So
There's
this
an
gate
existing
here,
connection for the fire department already.
this one here.
So we're moving the
Talk into the mic,
exit
please.
gate from the property line between Smith Farm and this property to the other end of the property.
So I think one of the issues was that whether technically it affects the approvals for the subdivision, the new subdivision. I think that might have been discussed. We had a while ago.
I think Ralph Rosler submitted something in regards to that.
Right.
For the project, but again,
We'll
like
have
you're
to-
right, it's a while ago, we have to fresh our minds, so
Right.
we'll look into that.
Yeah, because this never anticipated that Devitt would extend or connect, change the emergency gate, et cetera. So I think we had discussed a long time ago when we had a meeting with some of the village officials there that didn't affect the approvals for the other subdivision. So I think we just need to refresh our memories with this, see where we are. We have to talk about.
Perhaps we could even have a tech review with the applicant and with the village to talk it through, if that would be helpful.
Yeah, I think we should probably do that again, a daytime tech review.
Because there were different options, I think, floating around at that time, and one was potentially going to require looking at the Smith Farm seeker, but now, because they are proposing something different, I think we just need to go back over that.
Right. So I think a daytime workshop that involves a village would be useful because we don't know who's there. If anyone's new that doesn't recall this, they may need to be reminded. So, because I think this has been around since like 2023 or so. And then I don't know if we ever, did we go out for a field visit to this one?
No.
So we probably should get out there.
Wow.
A field visit.
Yes.
Did we?
I remember something
think
about
I was
that. At
We went to a field visit
At
with
that point,
another Owen Drive project
Yes.
where we're going to convert that into that house into I forget, a shoal or something like that. And it got turned down.
No, that was Allison Drive.
Oh, Allison.
yeah.
Well, and then I think wasn't there an issue that some clear cutting could happen on an adjoiner's property up here?
I think they were building a home, I think there was a home that was being built adjacent to,
And it was
and they thought it was this property, but it wasn't.
it wasn't this property.
Yeah, we did talk, so what happened is, at the last...
Get close to the
last-
mic, Joel.
The last meeting, there was a lot of questions about the retaining wall, was not built at that time. Actually, it was under construction. Based on the maps that we've seen, there is clearing. We didn't have an updated survey. It took a while because they were under construction. We waited a couple months till they finished to have everything cleared out. So we knew exactly how the lot looks like, not to get into ifs and buts.
Okay.
So that we have now set up so that we can clarify. I think that was the biggest concern of the board. What is going to happen with your road? How is it interfering with the other lot? So now the other lot is built. We're not touching their walls. We're not touching their property. Everything that's being done is being done on the 20 owned right property. And that's very clear. But again, if you want to schedule a site visit, you can do it. Doesn't matter if it was, probably everyone forgot about it, so it's not.
Yeah, I think it'd be useful to go out there. Maybe we could schedule it with Cala going out as well, or MCC. So
Yeah.
we'll set that up and coordinate with Noreen. So, all right. So I don't know that there's any actions to take this evening. Again, I think we just have to refresh our memory.
You want to have the meeting with the village, the joint meeting before the next meeting?
I think we should try to do that.
So let's try to do that. Let's try to have the site visit. That way we can have.
Actually, maybe the village of Monroe wants to join us. If we do a site visit, someone may, from the planning board or whoever is going to be involved, may want to. So, I think the mayor may have been up there, but I could be wrong.
What?
I thought maybe the mayor had been up there, for a site visit. That's too long. Okay. So at this point, we'll set up the tech meeting and we will coordinate with the village and do something. All right?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
architect to get their sign off that the scope is complete, meets all the criteria, and our plans are in final form. With respect to the landscape architect, we went over the tree mitigation with her and confirmed the number of trees. We'll be paying, I think, $39,750 for the tree mitigation. She's indicated that, and I believe she wrote a recent memo, that she signed off as well.
Was that the primary?
Right, those are the two, right.
Okay. So this is,
The negative declaration, I don't think was in my email this afternoon, but I had sent it. Do you want to just resend it, Darcy?
so, no, I'm just bringing up Cal's. So this is Cal's memo. So the minor comments about tree protection fencing.
And I did ask them too that Cal confirm the tree fee that they had calculated, and she did confirm that it was correct.
Okay. Very good. Were there any comments, any engineer comments?
Not really. We issued one comment letter dated July regarding the SWIP, and we've worked through all of our previous comments with ONR's engineer to address those. Then our second comment letter regarding the site plan just indicates that they will need a DEC permit, which I believe is listed in the resolution, and a highway work permit will be needed for the minor drainage work out on Forest.
All right. Any comments?
No, I just sent you a few minutes ago the neg deck to review, and then earlier this evening I had sent the current version of the draft resolution.
Is that the red line change?
Yes, for the resolution, and then the neg deck was just for
Planning board members, any comments at this point? Any questions before we dive into the neg deck?
No.
No? All right. So our planning board attorney has drafted up this negative declaration, notice of determination of non-significance for the Orange and Rockland Utilities substation proposal. We did conduct a coordinated review. And essentially the negative declaration goes through the reasons why we find this would not have a significant adverse environmental impact and that an environmental impact statement is not needed. So it discusses impact on land, and it gets into physical disturbance, talks about measures used to mitigate any impacts like soil erosion through the stormwater pollution prevention plan, erosion control plan.
Watch your mic, Bonnie.
You have this in yellow, anything you want to mention?
No, I think that the numbers in there I wanted to verify were accurate, and I think we've since done that.
Okay. So this gets into impact on stormwater, surface water and stormwater. And then we have impacts on groundwater, impacts on flooding, impacts on plants and animals. And so there were several field visits out there, and the town had its own specialists go out and also check the site. Impact on historic and archaeological resources. It was submitted to the State Historic Preservation Office, and they determined that there wouldn't be any significant adverse impact. Transportation, we already talked about the fact that the applicant has to keep all construction equipment and vehicles, et cetera, on the site, so as not to impact Forest Avenue. But long-term, in terms of the actual traffic generated by long-term use, it's minimal, it's maintenance, and then if there's any storm events, et cetera, they would go to if they needed to. Impact on energy, this is an energy facility. Impact on noise and light. So that was checked, and there was some consideration of it given the site's proximity next to Sherry Torah. So that was evaluated, and the noise and light considered in light of proximity to the schools. Impact on human health. And this does specifically get into Sherry Torah, schools, and potential effects on human health. There was a report that was submitted with regard to electromagnetic fields. Then consistency with community plans. This is an allowed use. Consistency with community character. There was visual impact analysis done. And there is screening and landscaping being proposed. And so this touches upon those items that we indicated needed to be evaluated throughout the process. Also, although not carried or necessarily identified in the negative declaration, during the public hearings we did ask them to write up the reason why it had to be here as opposed to somewhere else, because there were alternatives that were discussed, such as why can't the existing O&R facility or the Harriman facility, the one over by the lake or the one over in Harriman, why couldn't that be used? There was also a comment about the substation that's temporary, that's off of Larkin Drive, why couldn't that be expanded? So that was all discussed and considered at the public's request. So with that, anybody have any comments, any considerations with regard to the impacts?
Yeah, just two quick things. In the section, impact on traffic, in the first sentence is the word chance, but I believe that should be the word change.
Yes, thank you.
And in relation to the proximity to the Sherry Torah schools, I know there was some conversation about between the applicant and the attorneys representing the school, and I was wondering if there was any kind of update on those discussions.
Yes, I think the discussions is we're going to actually meet with them to see if there's some enhancement of the landscaping they want us to look at. So we actually are going to...
So off this project site, but...
Right, not affecting this project site.
Thank you.
Is that covered?
So they may potentially look at landscaping on that adjacent property, so it wouldn't be something that's part of this.
Okay,
This
so
site.
not part of our resolution?
No.
Okay. And not considered a deviation at this point?
No,
Okay.
unless the board wanted to require.
I don't think we've received any more letters, any more considerations from Dora. I guess, from my perspective, if you don't have it in here, we can't compel you to do it. And so it's really a matter between the two property owners. And I think the question is, do you want to ensure that that conversation happens? We're not going to be able to control the outcome if it's not part of our considerations in our resolution, so.
We provided a lot of mitigation on trees, et cetera. We're just enhancing, we're going to enhance what they have. Like, we've already scheduled a meeting, scheduled, so we are going to honor that. We're going to work in good faith together. And then Sherry Torah has indicated that they're, amenable, and they don't have an objection.
And that was my impression
And then they said at the last meeting as well.
from the attorney from Sherry Torah as well. So, I mean, I'm comfortable letting that be a matter between you.
Okay. Anybody else, any reactions?
Judge, comfortable, I'm comfortable.
Okay. And I think the reality is, given the nature of the site and its linear shape, there's little area to put things in terms of landscaping. You did what you can within the confines of where the substation is, so. All right, so we've read through the negative declaration. I'll make a motion that we adopt the negative declaration for the Orange and Rockland Utilities substation. May I have a second?
Second.
Noreen?
Bonnie Franson.
Aye.
Jeff Manson.
Aye.
Pat Shea.
Aye.
Lou Rivera.
Aye.
Bob Garza.
And subject to the minor typos, we'll check that before it gets filed. All right, and so we have, here it is. So we have a draft resolution of approval for the site plan, special use permit, and local wetlands disturbance permit for Orange and Rockland Utilities. This will be known as the Forest Avenue Substation. The nature of the application, this is a public utility substation and associated driveway to be located on a 12.5 acre parcel. Special use permit is required for the public utility building. They also need a local wetlands disturbance permit to allow disturbance of about 0.2 acres of town-regulated wetlands and 1.12 acres of the wetland buffer area. Property affected by the resolution is on Forest, gets access from Forest Ave, Forest Street. This is in the LI Light Industry Zoning District. The resolution goes through the plan submissions. This was submitted January 30th, 2025. Public hearing was open on May 20th and then closed on June 17th. This is an unlisted action in accordance with the New York State Environmental Quality Review Act. We acted as the lead agency for this, and we declared a negative declaration this evening. This was referred to Orange County Planning Department, and they had some comments. They were for local determination, advisory comments. And this was referred to adjoining municipalities in accordance with 239 NN of General Municipal Law. This gets into our specific findings with regard to the general and the specific standards for public utility buildings. And the yellow we've highlighted with regard to wetland disturbance. Does that check?
That was again just to check those numbers.
Okay. There are no necessary public improvements, so we'll get to the specific conditions. This is all subject to final engineering review, and any deficiencies noted by the planning board engineer in this memo will be addressed. The applicant will revise the landscaping plan to incorporate changes recommended by the MCC report and those of the landscape consultant. Prior to signing the plans, applicant should provide the planning board with written approval from DEC and or the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, I think it should say. U.S. Army Corps of Engineers.
Yes.
For the permits, for disturbance, or something like that.
Of permits for disturbance.
Yes. And then there'll be a tree preservation map note that's added. Applicant will pay town parkland account fee in lieu of mitigation. We don't have to put the amount in?
No, parents confirm that, so we'll just verify it with our.
Okay. Stormwater drainage. So there'll be a maintenance easement agreement in a form acceptable to the town attorney. And then post-related maintenance performance guarantees and inspection fees. Applicant has to comply with Speedy's general permit for stormwater discharges. And approval relies on the drainage study based on the size of the plans. That's what we're approving. And then there are general standards. No blasting is permitted by the approval. All rock removal chipping shall be done outside of regular school hours for the adjacent schools. Parking is not going to be permitted along Forest Avenue within the right-of-way. No battery storage is permitted without amended approval. And I believe at this point in time, we comply with the construction management plan. I believe the construction management plan was in part to make sure traffic
Correct,
didn't coincide with peak.
with the school hours.
Correct. Then there's various requirements associated with the local wetlands permit, and timeframes for which this authorized disturbances. Public utilities, special use permit, a couple of conditions, no storage yard, garage or repair shops allowed, and installation of high-tension electric transmission lines is not permitted. Our standard condition for outdoor fixtures and amenities, what's being approved is only what's shown on the plan, and then our standard general conditions. So with that, were there any questions or comments you had?
I just think on the rock removal, chipping and hammering, I think it was 16, we said we will do it outside regular business hours, or we'll have noise attenuation techniques that will be implemented.
So were those spelled out? I don't know if they were spelled out.
Noise barriers or other noise attenuation
Oh,
techniques.
okay. That was after that. It wasn't there. Any questions or comments, planning board members?
No.
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 No? All right. So with that, would someone please make a motion to approve the resolution of approval for the site plan special use permit, local wetlands disturbance permit for Orange Rock Utilities, Inc., project 237-2025?
So moved.
May I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Noreen?
Bonnie Franson.
Aye.
Jeff Manson.
Aye.
Pat Shea.
Aye.
Lou Rivera.
Aye.
Bob Barstow.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The approval of the resolution is adopted. That is it for our agenda. If we could quick, just what is happening with Quality Village? Any updates on that?
So we had circulated
Talk into the mic, please.
I haven't seen anything else from them. I know they had to go to the town board, so I don't know if they've done that yet.
Okay.
They had to
He
get-
sent something to me late this afternoon, just wanting to know if I had received anything back. Was he gonna be on the next agenda? I didn't answer him yet because I didn't have any answers. So I figured I would look in to make sure. I saw some emails from vacation.
So I can tell you what was circulated, that was June 3rd, so you'll be able to assume the agency at your next meeting.
Okay. Thank you. We cleared
It's like a clear room.
I realized.
Like a posse.
Yes. So, before we get into minutes, do you have any news for us? Have we talked about it?
I do have some news.
If you haven't noticed.
Yeah.
Yes, not really private, but I am having a baby in December. And the firm, we're actually dissolving the law firm. My partner Kelly has taken a position with the county. So I'm going to take some time off while I have the baby and then hopefully come back, in the spring or summer. And I'd love to come back to this board if you will have me, but I'll be in touch when that comes.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I did notice that you walked up.
Yeah,
She's very good.
Hard hide.
And that wasn't the case last month, so
No,
it went
Well, that's what she said to me. She goes, I can't hide it anymore. I'm like, oh, come on. She walked in, I said,
well.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Thank you.
Congratulations. We're going to have you till the end of
End of
August, correct?
Yes.
And then.
And I'll be reachable some things,
Right. And I think we're just out of the know, talking with the town board to figure out how we accommodate this, because I think we've been happy. And so if there's a way to have some kind of temporary coverage until Ashley's able to return, that would seem to be the best option. But we have to figure out how it works out. And that's really, we'll communicate with the town board on that matter. But again, congratulations.
Thank you.
We'll have to have cupcakes or something in August.
That's also the time frame when Kelly
Yeah, I'll send some to Bonnie, I'll send you an email.
Sure.
You probably know who I
I would, yes. I think the key is, from my perspective, if Ashley would be coming back, you know, we have to think about, do we want to bring someone on, go through the whole process of interviewing them, and then say goodbye? Or one of the considerations, is there someone at Beer Rouge Park who could take over temporarily, so that it is more temporary until Ashley's able to return. So I think that's what's being worked out.
Yeah, the
So-
logistics of that.
Yeah, so we'll figure it out. But that's not going anywhere.
No, I got
And
nothing.
it's not, it's not forever.
I got nothing.
That we know of, it's not showing yet, right?
All right, so with that, thank you very much. I think we just have minutes, so if you want to excuse yourself and not listen to us through the minutes, you're welcome to leave. Okay?
Thanks, have a good night, everyone.
Thank you.
All right, so, you two, all minutes. I'm sure. All right, first one is, I think, is it June 13th?
Yeah.
All right, this one I believe is problematic because it's just Jeff and Bob, unless someone reads this. So can we commit to someone reading this so we can approve it at the next meeting? So that we have a quorum to be able to approve it. So I think between Lou, Pat, and myself, if we can get one more person or a couple more people, as long as we review it and we're okay with it, we can actually vote on it. So let's really
Yeah,
try
I
to
mean,
get that done.
I can say I have reviewed it completely, and I have no material changes for that, other than, I think there were a couple things that passed on a long time ago, but I'm not even sure if that was these minutes.
I'll look.
But I have
I'll
reviewed.
search your name.
So first thing, Lou Rivera's name has to be spelled correctly.
Oh, God, did I spell it wrong? I'm sorry, Lou.
That's June 13th. All right, next one is, I think, September 12th.
Yep.
This is another one, I know I wasn't here. Jeff, Pat, and Dylan. So again, I think if we can, between myself and Bob and Lou, we can review it and then we can adopt it at the next meeting. All right, next one is
March 13th.
March 13th. Jeff, did you have a chance to take a look at that?
Yes, that's also, the September one and the March one have all been.
Oh my goodness. All right, so this is another
Mhm.
Dylan?
Yeah.
All right. All right, so we all have to commit to reviewing March 13th. All right.
March 18th.
Sorry.
is next.
March 18th, I did this one,
Yep,
so I know it very well.
because I wasn't here.
And we have myself, Jeff, Bob, and Lou were here. And I know I sent this out previously. This was Target. Let's see, what else do we have? And O&R substation was on. And Tesla.
Yeah.
Remember that? Okay. And then, if you remember, we had KJ Cemetery.
That's right.
That was, we haven't heard back from them, they went away, told them away. So that, yeah, that was stuff. And then a whole bunch of,
Pat.
we did approve several minutes. Actually, we did a fairly good job at approving some of the minutes to get through those. So I'll make a motion that we approve the March 18, 2025 minutes. May I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Lou.
Bonnie Franson.
Aye.
Jeff Manson.
Aye.
Pat Shea.
Aye.
Wait, who had to abstain? Pat, right?
I'm not sure. He doesn't have to abstain if you read it. Pat Shea, you weren't here. If you didn't read it, you can abstain. If you read it, you can.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, Bob Garstack. Lou Rivera.
All right, so that is approved, and now we have 410. So there were a couple that I highlighted in yellow because I had a question. These are mostly typos or wording. I just want to make sure. I highlighted in yellow with the question. This was pretty straightforward. So
Was everybody here that night?
everyone was here, so
Okay.
we can vote. Dylan was here, obviously, and Lou, you were in the audience. I don't think Lou should vote on this one if he was not actually,
Right.
well,
Well, unless he's read them over, just like if you do for the other ones.
yeah, I think so.
Why would that be any different than if one of us watched the video
Yeah,
and compared it
I'm
to the
wondering.
minutes? I mean,
The only reason is because in this instance, Lou is an alternate and he wasn't needed because we had the 5 members. I don't know that that matters, and that's just a question mark. So I don't know.
I'm going to abstain.
That's what we got Ashley back. So we'll vote. If, it won't matter if you do vote because we'll still have.
That's fine.
Okay, so I'll make a motion that we approve the April 10th, 2025 minutes as amended. We have a second.
Second.
Bonnie Franson.
Aye.
Jeff Manson.
aye.
Pat Shea.
Aye.
Bob Marstack. Lou Rivera. Are you eyeing or abstaining?
Said aye.
Aye.
Okay.
He's aye.
I'm eyeballing you.
He said it very softly.
I wasn't,
All right, so this is now the April 15th minutes. Members present, we can. It's myself, Jeff, and Pat who were present. So we went through, these were the stairway projects. It was Nick Gordon, and then we had Paul Reiser stairway. And we had, okay, this is my other question. So we had O&R, you had Mike Hominick, O&R, and then Chris Meek, it said END, is that the name of the?
That's what they said. I checked it 4 times.
Okay, so that's.
I'll ask the
engineer.
engineer. I'll
It's
check
E and
it.
engineering.
EN,
Engineering.
so not END, EN engineering?
Yeah.
So if you would make that one correction, because I sent you these already.
Sometimes I can't hear Leslie.
It's tough, especially with mics and et cetera. This also had, is that the last item? Oh, 127 Seven Springs. That was an extension. And then Pilates Village was on, and then we held over various meeting minutes. So I'll make a motion that we approve the April 15th, 2025 minutes. May I have a second?
Second,
That was you, Jeff?
Yes.
Bonnie Franson.
Aye.
Jeff Manson.
aye.
Pat Shea.
Aye.
Lou Rivera.
Aye.
Bob Marstack.
Abstain.
Okay. And now, let's see, we're up to 5-8. Okay, so this is the May 8th, 2025 minutes.
Is everybody here? I can't.
Oh,
be
sorry.
here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dylan wasn't, so all of us were here. And I want to just make sure I didn't have a yellow. Again, minor wording changes.
I saw the one you sent today. I just didn't get it.
Okay. There was one that I highlighted, something Pat had said, and I didn't know if the word was correct, so that must be the last one. All right, so I'll make a motion that we approve May 8, 2025 minutes as amended. All these are as amended. May I have a second, please?
Second.
Noreen?
Bonnie Franson.
Aye.
Jeff Manson.
Aye.
Pat Shea.
Aye.
Lou Rivera.
Aye.
Bob Marstack.
Aye.
All right, last one for the evening, 5/20/2025. we had the hearing on O&R.
Yeah,
So
that was
that
a nightmare.
took a lot, that was a lot of commentary, for sure. Here we go. So, Member Shea, I just want to make sure that we've done everything we can do to alleviate the concerns and to answer, create a rejoinder to address those questions about the children. That's the main thing I'm concerned about. Is rejoinder, is that the right word, or is that?
I'm trying to think if I use that word. I use that word
Okay.
often, but it was, I'm trying
There's
to
the,
make sense of
yeah,
concerns. That had to do with the concerns that the lawyer had that he expressed, and that we would, that there would be an answer to that. That's
Okay.
what I was talking about.
so rejoinder is the right word?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay. And, yeah, there's a lot of narrative in this one. No, I don't think I have any EMF, then we had Moses Hirsch. And this was the one where the neighbor showed up, Moses Hirsch, remember?
Yeah.
That he didn't
Yep.
like where the addition is happening?
Was asking if we could be on the other side.
Correct. Yep, so that was that. All right, so with that, I will make a motion that we approve May 20th, 2025 minutes as amended. May I have a second?
Second.
All right.
Bonnie Cranston.
Aye.
Jeff Manson.
Aye.
Pat Shea.
Aye.
Bob Firstad.
Abstain.
Lou Rivera.
Aye.
All right, excellent. We got through a whole bunch of those. And June?
I sent the one before I went on vacation, I thought.
No, nothing for June.
I apologize.
You do have 6:30?
Second from the top.
No, for 2025.
Last year,
Yeah, for 2020. Do you have 2025? Okay.
I will double check this.
Do we have 1 or 2 meetings?
There were 2, I was working on the other one.
Okay, so you've got meetings with
Yep.
one tomorrow.
Yeah, I thought I did, I apologize.
Anything else we have to go through this evening, gentlemen? No? All right, with that, would someone like to make a motion to adjourn?
So moved.